At this point, if you look in your Files panel, you're going to see 4 web pages, 4 cities in San Antonio. You'll see a source folder, and then you'll also see an images folder. Let's start off by opening our Austin page. When we look at this in our design view, you have just a bunch of text, and then there's a link at the bottom. We're going to start off by creating a heading at the top. So highlight the word Austin, and that's going to become an H1. Then as we look down this page, you're going to see that you have a bunch of dates. All of these dates are going to be compiled into a list, an unordered list. So I'm going to highlight starting from 2000, and I'm going to work my way up to 1836, and I'm going to make this an unordered list right here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm also going to, on each of these dates, I'm going to bold the date. Now, you see right here that you have the ability to bold here in your properties. You also have the keyboard shortcut Command B. I do want to show you in your split view that while I told you to use the B tag for bold when we were doing HTML, notice that Dreamweaver puts in the word strong. They do the same thing, and I just want you to realize what that is. Okay, so I'm going to press pause and finish bolding this, and you can do the same and then come back to see what comes next. After I finish bolding each of the years in there, I'm going to move down here to the bottom, and I want you to notice that this paragraph is missing a period, the best place on the planet to live, period, end quote. And then there appears to be a little bit more, a little bit more space here than there should be. So I'm going to put my cursor here, and I'm going to click the backspace, which is the delete with the arrow to it, and notice now that there's just a single blank line before it, as opposed to before there were actually 2 paragraph breaks. Now there's just 1. Now, because this is blue, this is showing us that it is already linked, so we don't have to worry about linking it. However, when you highlight it, I would like this to show up in a page on its own instead of replacing this. So we're going to use this target right here, and we're going to choose blank. That's going to make it show up in a new web page, okay, or a new browser window, a new tab. So I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to put in Texas. I'm going to put in that decorative line, and I'm going to put Austin. This line is just above the return key. If you hold down Shift and type that, that's what you get. I'm going to save that, and I'm going to move on to the next page. We have San Antonio, and this also is going to be a heading 1. There appears to be an extra space in here which is not needed, so I am using my backspace or delete key. And then I have another one right here which is a subheading, so it's going to be smaller. It's going to be an H2. And then we talk about Texas history, and we go through and we have a few pages that should be a list. Okay, because you can see the end of the paragraph says including colon. So I am going to highlight from La Vallita and down here through the Steve's homestead. And I'm simply going to make that a bulleted list. Then it says a short drive to the historic missions, blah, blah, blah. And then here is San Antonio Missions National Historical Park. I'm going to make this also an H2. We have an urban masterpiece, which is going to be an H2. And down here at the bottom, we have another link, which has already been linked, but we want to target blank. So it opens up in a new page. Up at the top for the title, again, Texas. I'm going to put in that line and then the name of the city, which is San Antonio. Then I have Houston. We're going to do some formatting here. H1 at the top. There's an extra blank line that I don't need. I have a few subheadings. See the Wonders of the Sea, Dining a la Aquarium, What a Ride, and festivity friendly. Oops, one more. Underwater winter. And then at the very bottom, I have my link that I need to target blank. In my title, Texas, whoops, the line, and then Houston. And then the last page is Dallas, which gets a heading 1, and it does not have anything else on this page other than the link that we need to target blank and put in Texas, the line, and then Dallas. Now, you're going to notice that all of these have an asterisk at the top or on them on the tab. That means they all need to be saved. So I'm going to control click on one of them and choose Save All, and they've all been saved now so that I'm ready to move on to the next step.